Magandang araw po sa ating mga life coaches and PNP personnel. For today's lesson, lesson 15 is about justice. I believe that if not all, many of us are very familiar with this phrase that justice delayed, justice denied. But how challenging is this phrase? No? Kung atin pong na-observe ang ating paligid, kung atin pong na-experience sa ating trabaho, are we in the part or sa side na nagsiserve ng justice or is it delayed? So again, no, let's challenge our not only position but our conviction about this. No? Anyway, ang ating pong lesson ay nagsasabing the quality of being just or right as a human or divine attribute. So hindi lang po ito sa PNP personnel o sa mga naglilingkod sa bayan po natin, every individual, okay? Ang bawat mamamayan, ang bawat nilikha ng Panginoon, ang bawat person should serve or rather atin pong i-practice yung justice. At hindi lang tayo, maging ang ating pong Panginoon. So even justice is a divine attribute. No? Yun po yung ating Panginoon. No? He is justice. No? He served justice. No? And to our PNP personnel, sabi dito, PNP members shall strive constantly to respect the rights of others so that they can fulfill their duties and exercise their rights as human beings, parents, children, citizens, workers, leaders, or in other capacities, and to see to it that others do likewise. Okay? So meron tayong sinumpaang tungkulin. Ha? We should strive, sabi niya, constantly to respect the rights of others. No? So you may ask yourself, no? In every situation, no, sa bawat araw na binigay sa atin, to serve justice, are we one of those that respect the rights of others? It is good that we have the position. It is good to have the ranks and titles sa atin pong balikat, sa atin pong lamesa, sa atin pong posisyon. But are we in our mandate? Okay? Ginagawa ba natin ito? No? So it's gonna be a challenging questions that you yourself only ang pwedeng sumagot. Yan. Kasi nga, again, ang atin pong paglilingkod sa taong bayan ay opportunity na ibinigay po sa atin ng atin pong gobyerno. No? We are vested by that rights or opportunity na ibinigay sa atin. And so that we will use it to serve our people. Okay? Not to oppress them, but rather to help them and assist them. Okay? So let's look at the inspiration from the Word of God. In Proverbs chapter 28, in verse 4 to 5, sabi po dito, to reject the law is to praise the wicked. Okay? So, ito po ay ibinigay na paalala sa atin, no less than King Solomon. No? To obey the law is to fight them. To fight who? The wicked. Okay? Evil people don't understand justice. But those who follow the Lord understand completely. Okay? So, tayo pala dapat ay mayroon pong pagpapahalaga, no? Sa pag-serve, no? Hindi lang pag-serve, but first is to understand and to serve justice. No? Understand it completely. No? Because unless otherwise naintindihan natin, ay hindi natin ito ma-serve ng maayos. Okay? So ano ba yung ating ang ating pinaninindigan? No? Ano po ba yung ating mandato? Ano po ba dapat nang isaalang-alang natin, no? To serve justice to people. No? So I hope and I pray that we are not one of those that reject the law, meaning hindi sinusunod kung ano yung mandato, and praise the wicked. Kung ano po yung mga mali, ay doon pa ang atensyon at pagpapalakpak natin. So, there will be a day dapat ay hindi lang natin i-internalize, but rather we have to intentionally serve justice to our people, to uphold justice and human rights. Okay? How do we uphold justice and human rights? Sabi niya, first is respect human rights. of all citizens. Okay? So, hindi po namimili. No? Walang sinisino. Okay? Kaya sabi niya dito, regardless of age, gender, place of residence, education, socioeconomic status, religion, or any political affiliation. Kung titinan po natin, babasahin natin at papakinggan natin, kay ganda po ito pakinggan. But let me tell you, I believe this is very, very challenging sa atin. Okay? And to enforce the law as well. Alam kong marami po sa atin ay minsan may pagkakataon na nahihirapan tayo na i-enforce ang law dahil ikinoconsider po natin ito ay bata pa yan. Intindihin natin, no? Yan ay wala pa sa tamang edad. Or rather, sasabihin natin, sobrang tanda na yan. No? We have to do some consideration or maybe magkakaroon ng compromise agreement or rather understanding. No? Or dahil sa gender. Okay? I know it's hard sometimes. No? Hindi mo pwedeng gamitan ng force na katulad ng pag-arrest isang lalaki kumpara sa babae. Okay? Of course, yung place of residence. No? Baka ang taong iyan ay yun ay kanyang lugar mismo at ang lugar na yan ay kung saan ay siya protected. So, there are times that we have to consider all these things. But I hope and I pray as we serve justice ay wala po tayong kinikilingan. We will not be selective. But rather, to enforce the law, lahat ng citizens po natin. Sabi ng isang saying, no? Justice is blind, it is impartial, and objective. Okay? It is blind, no? Kaya nga nakikita natin lagi ito po yung image, di ba? Okay, nakatakip, no? So that means na walang sinisino. Hindi selective, no? Na hindi niya dapat titingnan ang isang tao, ayan, mayaman yan. Ito medyo may posisyon yan, no? So dapat ang kanyang papakinggan at papanigan ay ano yung nasa batas. Okay? So justice is blind, it is impartial. And objective. Dapat wala siyang kinikiligan. Okay? But again, as to our experience, I know sometimes ang hirap pong i-enforce ang batas and to serve justice dahil sa mga padri-padrino, kakilala, pakikiusap, may tawag. No, I know that there are some pressures. But do pray about it. You ask wisdom from the Lord. That the Lord will give you the right person to talk to, the right person to ask advice, and the right person to be with. For I believe, kung mayroon ka mga taong matitino na nahihingan ng advices at mayroon ka mga well-experienced people of their own areas of expertise, ay mas lalong magiging matagumpay ang pagsiserve po natin ng justice. Additional is to learn to do good and seek justice, help the oppressed, defend the cause of orphans, fight for the rights of the widows. Yan po sabi ni Isaiah sa Isaiah chapter 1 in verse 17. Learn to do good. Goodness is not embedded sa atin. Hindi po yung nung ipinanganak ka ay meron ka ng goodness. Okay? Well, in fact, kung mapapansin niya po natin, di ba, yung mga bata, minsan wala namang nagtuturo sa kanila ng masama, pero meron silang mga attitude na nakikita natin na hindi kaaya-aya. No? So because, kumbaga, ay ang embedded sa atin ay ang kasalanan. Okay? Yun po yung kasama natin nung tayo ipinanganak. No? It's because of a sinful nature of a person. So kaya sabi dito sa Isaiah, we must learn to do good. Meaning may effort. Meaning you should be intentional to do good. It's not a gift. Hindi po yan basta-basta, okay, nung ikaw ay nasa servisyo, ay talagang yan, mabuting tao yan, maayos na tao yan. No? There will come a day that your patience will be tested. There will come a day that your honesty will be put to test, your integrity, and other things. No? So, kaya nga encouragement dito is to learn to do good and seek justice. Okay? Meaning you always have to put justice on top of kung anong ginagawa natin. To seek justice. Okay? So, hindi din po yan nadidevelop overnight. you have to continually practice and observe justice when we enforce the law. Okay? And so, ang makatulong daw dyan is, okay, we have to help the oppressed. Okay? So, kung mayroon tayong nakita na sa tingin natin ay hindi patas ang batas sa kanila, we have to be a channel of blessing to them. We have to defend the cause of the orphans. Right? So, dapat doon tayo sa side ng mga higit na mga nangangailangan sa atin. The orphans are helpless. Yeah? So, that means if you want to serve justice, look for the helpless. Okay? Look for the needy. Okay? Look for those people who are in need, lalo na kung ikaw yung mayroong expertise sa bagay. And of course, to fight for the rights of the widows. Why? Because they are defenseless. You see, pinakita sa atin ni Isaiah dito, those people who are not even capable of providing for themselves, not even capable of protecting themselves, yun yung dapat nating binibigyan ng kalinga. So, hindi tayo lang yung didikit sa mga tao na mayroon tayong makuha para sa atin, but rather, we have to look for those people who are defenseless, who are hopeless, and let us be a blessing to them and serve justice. So pag nagbigay po tayo nag-serve po tayo ng justice, hindi lang doon sa may mga may kaso o di kaya ay kinakasuhan o di kaya ay pinaratanga. No, we also have to look for those who are in need. And I hope that your expertise, your knowledge, your skills, your talent ay pwede pong gamitin. And isang paalala din sa atin ng Leviticus chapter 19 in verse 15. Sabi niya, do not twist justice in legal matters by favoring the poor or being partial to the rich and powerful. Always judge people fairly. So, mayroon pong mga talentado pagdating po sa legal matters. And it doesn't mean dahil ang isang tao ay mahirap, ay papabura na natin. Sabi nga dito, hindi dahil siya'y mayaman at makapangyarihan, ay papabura natin, but rather sabi niya, always judge people fairly. So, walang sinisino. Kaya nga, bulag. Dapat ang tinitimbang niya ay yung bigat noong reklamo sa kanya, yung accusation sa kanya, di ba? So, ang tinitingnan doon ay ang reason, okay? O di kaya ay magiging patas na iserve mo. Whether sabihin natin, yan, mayaman ito, pawasan yung penalty. Ito, mas mahirap, tagtagan. So, we should not be selective. And the second is that we need to be faithful to our duties as law enforcers. The PNP mission statement includes the phrase that enforce the law without fear or favor. Again, medyo challenging. But that is the mandate that the government, our constitution has given you. The organization has entrusted you to enforce the law without fear and favor. Pantay-pantay. This is what the Lord Almighty said. Administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. Okay? And see, it's such an encouragement to hear na tayo ay mga administrator. Administer true justice. Nasa kapangyarihan natin. Meron po tayong karapatan. Okay, you have the vested power given by the organization, by our government, to serve justice. So, use it. At alam niyo, kung dito sa lupa, binigyan tayo ng ganyang kapangyarihan, opportunity, ng ganyang mandato. One of these days, mga kapatid, kaya nga in-encourage tayo to serve justice fairly kasi isang araw tayo din ay tatayo sa harapan ng isang hukom. Okay? At ang hukom na yan ay walang iba kundi ang ating Panginoon. So kaya dito sa lupa, habang mayroon kang power, may position, you have the liberty to serve justice, do it well. But one day, before God, sabi dito, I said in my heart, God will judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time for every activity and a time for every work. Yan ang sabi ng mga ngaral ng Ecclesiastes. Mayroong panahon. Ha? Tawag nga natin dito a reckoning day. Ha? There is a reckoning day. The time will come. Ha? Tayo din ay haharap sa sa judgment ng ating Panginoon. Kaya nga ang advice sa atin, ng pangangaral muli, sabi niya, for God shall bring every work into judgment, whether it's a secret thing, whether it be good, or whether it be evil. Okay? So, every secret thing, every good, and every bad thing, everything, wala pong ligtas sa harapan. Okay? So, have you ever take advantage of other people and other people's weakness? It will be judged. So, kaya nga in-encourage tayo to judge fairly. Because one day, God will also judge us. He will reward our good deeds na ginawa dito sa lupa, and He will also punish the bad thing na ating ginawa. You see? So, again, serve justice, fairly. And last, serve justice, for the dead cannot cry out for justice. And it is a duty of the living to do so for them. So, tayo ang mayroong kapangyarihan, nasa posisyon to serve justice sa mga taong buhay o maging sa mga taong namatay. So, I hope today, as a servant of a Filipino people, vested by our government to serve justice. Serve it well, serve it fairly. Thank you.